And here's some fans. One of my computer cases. These are what I'm going to install. 2 on one side, 2 on the other side. Powered, I'm going to rewire all the wiring so it's down to a switch. And they're really quiet. And they're blowing air like crazy, so these things are going to really keep this thing cool. This will be the next step. So as you see, I built a box. I secured the box. Fans are making noise because they're rattling off. So they're going to go 2 here and 2 here as soon as I do this. I'm going to get a bigger hose if I can, so I can drill through and put the pipe through the side. And so this is just the temporary until I can figure out what I want to do exactly with it. So up here is my metal construction. I mean, this is a what do you call it? Utility steel service cart that actually fits this perfectly. So on the front is where it will go, and down below is this box unit. Will be totally air sufficient, and it will be quiet, so I can mobilize this. This is on a mobile cart, so I can move it around and push it. A little heavy with stuff on it, but it'll work. Then over here, I took my drain valve and put Y adapters in it from what I saw on the site. This will enable me to never have the thing when I open up the valve to release the pressure. It won't suck up the water back into the unit, destroying the food. So it's a safety feature. Very simple to do. Just a couple of Y adapters, space, about so many footage, and then back to the drain. So now inside here, I'm trying to decide whether I want to leave it like this, or I could put a valve in here and drop it down so I could put a tray underneath, but I think it's going to be up enough that it's fine. This is just the box pieces of wood cut for right now. Then I'm going to put a shelf on there. And then up top, yeah, just a cheap 2-liter bottle for right now. Catches any drips. And then I've got to not only do that from the side. As you see, that's what my filtered oil looks like. Now, I don't know about other people, but when I buy oil, you know, I pretty much buy it by the gallon, black gold. It's cheap, and it, you know, you can get it off of Amazon, and it's definitely worth it, because you always want to have oil to keep, you know, keep this investment. I'll have these 4 fans, so like I said, 2 will be on this side, 2 will be on that side. It'll all be hooked up to a switching system, so when it kicks on the pump will turn this on at the same time. So when the back of the harvest right kicks on, it's going to automatically turn on the cooling fans. There's no sense of having them run during the freezing cycle. It's a waste of time and just whatever. These are the ones I had. They're pretty funky, I guess. They're made for all sorts of colors, so I can decide which color I want to use and take out the LED if I want to. There's 4, one of each different color: blue, yellow, red, and green. But I think it looks cool that way. So once those are installed, then I will get to working on this. I took the top off of what it was on before in the other videos. I unscrewed the top. I'll sand it down. I'm going to cut the top, and I'm going to make the top that used to be, as you see up top there, because it had to be taken apart to fit, so it fit perfectly. I'll now take this top and I will cut it, and I will make it so it actually just locks on place, keeping the pump totally inside, and then I'm gonna, you know, put sound barriers all the way through here. So I've got to make the sound barriers. I've got to cut a hole in the sound barrier to put these fans in. So I'll probably go and get some guides. I'm not sure yet how exactly I want to do that. Any ideas can always help. And yes, the next project is going to be Chicken McNuggets from McDonald's. Like I've been saying I want to do. Just want to see it, you know. Sometimes you don't care. Yeah, you want to eat healthy, but sometimes you don't. So it's like if you want to be out on the river or something, and you just want to have some chicken nuggets that last 25 years. Well, we're going to see how that works. That's my project for the next one. And then I'm going to do hamburger, meat, and so on. But since this thing, if for people who want less noise and want to not, sound like a frickin' jackhammer going off at night, this will definitely dissipate the sound. This is heavy duty board on both sides, and then I'll spray whatever I need to attach the dampeners. I need to figure out what kind of dampeners is going to work, and so on. So this is the project, beautiful crate, and it goes all the way up to the top. I'm in my living room right now working on this project, trying to get things organized. In order for me to have those fans hook up at the same time, I'm going to plug a little tiny plug-in to here that enables me to have more than one thing. I don't recommend using any breaker because the breaker is going to blow and it's going to kill your food and shut it off. So what I recommend is just using a little tiny 3-way adapter plug or something that you can get in a store. That way you can plug 3 different things into it, so when it does kick on, it will start anything you have there. Of course, I'm going to put some blue LEDs inside this thing, so I'm going to take it apart. I'm going to deck it out. It's kind of like pimp your harvest right. Only it's just something I want to do. Let's see if I can find those LEDs that'll show what I'm going to put on there. Let's see. Here we go. They're totally waterproof and everything, but that wasn't the reason I got them. I got them just because I can. Just something to do. So let me see. Let me grab these here. So what I'll do is I'll end up putting this strip right here, which is from one of my seahorse fish tanks that I no longer use, and here. Let me plug that in, and voila, And they're bright. They're very bright. So by putting these things, it even lights up inside here. So what I'll do is I'll put this inside the harvest right. I'm going to take apart the harvest right here. I'm just going to take off one of the covers and I'll put it inside, and then I'll get that glow effect. Might as well just have a little bit of fun with the unit while you can. Make it a man's harvest right. Pimp out like your computer, but pimping out your harvest right. Yeah, I do that too. I work on computer systems. So, got 5-screen system for when I do my streaming online Twitch. So I'm going to take this panel off. And all this stuff is going to come on, when I want it to. Really simple by using the plug back here. It won't really put any draw on it, so it'll be fine. And I'll go up through here. Maybe I'll use this inside here, that way I don't even have to take it apart. But it'll just give that little glow feature at night. Plus it's on a mobile cart, so I can move this around to whatever room I wanted it in the house to shut it up. Because fortunately, it will be somewhat loud, but I think the box is going to, once it's insulated and aired out, it's going to be a good project. And if you like the video, feel free to give me comments about it. Like I said, I'm new to this system, and I'm going to just what's that word? Pimp out your harvest right. So the sides will glow. We'll just do something with it. But so as you can see, the drain. I don't know which side I'm going to go in at. But I don't want a scratcher either, and I want one little scratch on this thing. It's a beautiful investment, as long as the cart holds up. But it's a nice cart. I looked at the plastic ones at Harbor Freight, and I said to myself, I like the black one. It looks more decor. It goes with the black bag and everything that's in there. As you remember in one of my other videos that I said, I didn't like they have given me a brown one. So they gave me a black one. So I'm happy with that. And also these freeze dryers, if you take out the tray in the center, you can use them to vacuum seal mason jars. Because that's what I'll be doing, because I'm going to be using a lot of the supply probably half the time. And so, and down below you have in the cart in the front here for your oil extra containers and stuff like that. I haven't put them away. It's a little bit messy here in this room. Still in the process of moving in, so things are different. And that will be the video. This is where I punched a hole in, if you remember from my last video, that just to drain it. So what I'll probably end up doing is I'll be using this spot for one of the fans. I'll cut it out right here. The fans will go on the inside or on the out, I'm not sure. Probably on the inside, because then I'll just actually put fan covers on them just like a normal computer would have. So they actually will keep to themselves. Right now I wanted to set this back, but I'm gonna have to wait till my buddy comes over, because this harvest right is heavy, and it's actually at perfect height when I had measured it. But I forgot about these bolts. They stick out on one side over there, so I can't pull it back because the bolts are catching on the lip. So I have to be able to lift it over, and then I'll be able to scoop that back. So this is solid, as you can see. I mean how thick that wood is. So it should be a very good insulated barrier. After I put the insulation in, I have to figure out what to put in. So I have to do my research. This is all new. I do it on the fly. That's what I do a lot of my projects. So, yeah. So that will be this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, like I said, and hope this gives you any ideas. But you know, by having it on a cart, if your neighbor wants you to cook something for him, and he pays you, well, then you can mobilize it and bring it over there for a party or something. Who knows? I could take it to my boat. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to deal with that. I'm not going to load it in my military truck. I could put it in that easy and then have a mobilized unit, but that's another project I'm dealing with. I'm putting a jacuzzi hot tub inside my military truck. The weight isn't going to hurt it at all, and it's going to be sweet. It's going to fold down. The bed's going to be on top of it, so when it's not in use, the bed will fold down on top of it. It'll be a full-size bed. It's another project I'm working on, so many projects, but that's it for this one. And if you have any comments or anything you want to see me freeze or ask any questions, what to do and what not to do, so far I'm learning quite well. So far not learning what to do bad. So in other words, I don't want to follow other people's steps that have not paid the attention to the settings. I have, so far so good. Alright. Well, have a good one. Semper Fi.